the return of the old gods. As of late, especially since the pandemic hit, I and a bunch of other intuitives and occultists have observed that there's been quite a bit of activity from older gods which have kind of lost their prominence, almost as if they are getting like a second resurgence and they want to return to the limelight. Now, why do I say this? Because those who know me know that I am a devotee of the Egyptian god Anubis. And the funny thing about it is, I'm still a Catholic. Isn't that weird? So I still consider Jesus Christ my personal savior. However, I seem to have developed a very interesting relationship with the god Anubis. And the more I have brought attention to him and positive spotlight, the more I've seen in just little things him appear more and more in sometimes the most coincidental of ways to kind of give me a nod that, yeah, you're doing it right and you have my attention. So what does this mean for other people? Well, first and foremost, I'm beginning to believe that old gods are more than willing to accept patrons or devotees, but not in a religious way. Whereas I don't think the old gods expect to be worshipped the way they did previously. Like, example, you might have temples for Horus or temples for Tehuti or Thoth in Egypt before, and people from all around the country used to worship them. Nowadays, it's more of a patronage kind of thing, where a certain god would take a certain level of interest in you and then start leaving breadcrumbs for you to pick up. And if you are intuitive enough, or if you're receptive enough, you're going to take notice of these breadcrumbs that they left, and you're going to follow it to a very interesting relationship with that god. One person I know didn't know anything about any of the other gods, but then she just started getting a lot of images with regards to the moon and the female goddess, and she couldn't put one and two together until she realized that she was getting messages from the goddess Selene. Another one that I met recently, another interesting soul, seems to be getting a lot of attention from the god Thoth. And it wasn't no coincidence that we ended up working together, both Thoth and Anubis. As a result of that, it seems to me that the previous gods of different pantheons, be it Egyptian, be it Norse, be it Celtic, are looking to kind of increase their stake in society. Because to worship these kind of gods doesn't necessarily work, but they would definitely like the endorsement of what I would call champions. A champion is an individual who pretty much is aligned with one of those gods, but represents them through what they do. So like if you take me, for example, a lot of people nowadays know that Anubis is my patron, and any kind of successes that I gain will also pretty much be piggybacked by Anubis. So example, if I become a renowned author worldwide, hopefully, people are going to notice my tattoos and they're going to say, oh look, that's Anubis on his arm, and that's going to bring positive spotlight to him. Strangely enough, my very first tattoo ever was indeed Anubis. He said, if you find yourself strangely fascinated or strangely attracted to some deity from any pantheon, okay? It could be Middle Eastern, it could be Hindu, it could be Chinese and Native American, it could be South American. Just be open to what these deities are trying to offer you. If you feel that you're being called by a god, take a look at their correspondences. Okay, in other words, what things correspond with that god, and try to see how many of them are in alignment in your life. One of the things that you can do is create a small devotional in your home if you feel that you've been communicated by this deity. So in my case, I have an altar to Anubis literally in my room. And the best thing you can do is, once you feel you've been communicated by this deity, try to open yourself up to what it wants you to do. And then give it a certain role in your life. Give it certain reverence in your life. Like, okay, thankfully I have the support of this God Okay, and it doesn't matter what religion you are, just be sure to show it respect. At the same time, make sure it also aligns with who you are. Share your insights in the comments below or via Facebook or Instagram, wherever you hear this. I'd love to hear what you think about it because this is a very interesting topic.